Hey, what's going on, everyone? NoZoupForYou here, and it feels like it's been a while again since I've done a video, but, there's a lot going on in the Zoop household. Sick twins again. Feels like it's happening every single week now. I guess that's daycare life right there. The thing is a cesspool for all kinds of crap, so I guess that's just how daycare is. But anyhow, the video today is about the game itself. And the reason I'm doing this topic is, every now and then, and not every now and then, almost every round I play or every day I play, I get random messages from players out there, other players, asking a variety of things. A lot of it is, hey, you want to join our clan? And just to kind of I don't want to squash any hopes, but I'm just kind of happy not being in a clan right now. So I know a lot of you do want me in a clan, and I really, really appreciate the offers. It means a lot to me. It really does. It means so much. But for now, I think I'm just going to stay clanless, and if I do join one, it's going to be one that I create myself at some point, just for the hell of it. But one question that came in today over via in-game messaging was from Admiral Trickster, and he said, "Good morning, Zoop. Good to see you on more. As an older player, health gets in the way. I can empathize with that. I myself, though no, my health is not bad. Just at my age now, I'm really feeling the effects of having children and constantly holding them and everything else. And I guess they're keeping me young. That's what we'll go with." He said, "Question, do you like all the changes in the game? Just curious. Value your opinion. God bless you and your family." Which, again, thank you, Admiral Trickster, for the very kind note and the well wishes right there. I greatly appreciate that. So, the main thing he's asking, though, is, do you like all the changes in the game? And I responded to him, and it was a shorter response than I'm going to reply with again here, but I said, to be honest, no. I don't. I think I've played the game enough, and I've seen enough changes to assert that right now at this point, I do not like. I'm not going to say I don't like the game, but I don't like the changes in the game. I don't like the direction of the game. I don't like how the gameplay is starting to feel. I don't like how the gameplay is starting to force certain classes to play in certain ways. I just really don't like where the game is at right now. I just don't. And I don't. I still play because I enjoy it at a level, and I like interacting with players like Admiral Trickster, and that's something that's keeping me in the game. But overall, I don't like the changes at all. I don't like submarines being in the game. I don't like what they're bringing. I don't like super ships, even though I've been playing them a lot lately, and that's only because I'm trying to knock out these dockyard missions, because they're, in ways, the fastest way to do it. You get in a Hanover, and you can get 200,000 damage like that, just easy. It's an easy way to knock out missions. But I don't like them being in the game. I don't like what they've brought, and in the hands of a good player, I don't like how devastating they can be. So, no, there's a lot in the game right now that I just really, really can't stand. Submarines, for example. What they have done to gameplay and what they have forced upon destroyers is just ridiculous. People are getting spotted randomly when they have no clue that anything is around them. Because, again, submarines can just pop up anywhere. The worst part about submarines are, for a destroyer, real life, a destroyer's function was to take out submarines. And you can't do it in this game with destroyers. You just can't. The best class for taking out submarines, oddly enough, are battleships. I've taken out submarines more in battleships than any other class, because you get those really good anti-submarine warfare airplanes that can just drop depth charges from afar, from 10 kilometers out. With the destroyer, you have to get right up on their ass. You have to put yourself in danger, in harm's way, to take out submarines. So my advice to you, if you're a destroyer player, stay away from submarines. Don't try and take them out. Don't engage against them. It's not worth it, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to get your ass lit up. You're going to get focus fired, and it's just not worth it. And that alone has really screwed up gameplay. I'm seeing more and more rounds where there's 1 DD, 4 destroyers, an aircraft carrier, and it's just too much. There's just too much going on right now. You know, World of Warships has always been a chilled, laid-back game, but I don't think we're at that point anymore. It's stressful. It's stressful with all the crap going on that you got to worry about, especially if you're in a certain type of ship and you get into a certain type of round. I mean, radar's always been a problem, but radar seems even more prevalent right now as we add more classes and everything else. The game has gotten to a point of oversaturation with gimmicks and just... It's like an explosion of eye candy. I mean, you've got Dutch ships dropping bombs. You've got aircraft carrier hybrids in the U.S. line and a new one coming. So, you know, virtually every round's going to be a CV round. Not just the one-off. Which, if you really want to pinpoint when this game jumped the shark and when the biggest mistake was made, it probably was the carrier rework. And while I'll admit it did open up carriers for a lot more players, and at first I was very excited about that, almost overexcited to a fault, you know, kind of sounds stupid in a way, as time has progressed, I don't necessarily think they're a horrible thing. I'm just saying that is the point that this game veered off. You know, think Back to the Future 2, where they're in alternate 1984, or was it 1985? I don't know. And Doc's up there with the chalkboard, and he's talking about how, you know, this is a space-time continuum, and he draws that straight line on the chalkboard. And he's like, somewhere something happened, and over here we veered off into a parallel timeline. That's basically what has happened with this game. You know, we could have kept things the way they were. We could have not reworked carriers, and we would have trucked along just fine. But as soon as that carrier rework happened, the game went into overdrive, and just any single random, crazy, bogus idea that a developer had got implemented. Even if the players didn't want it, even if it sounded stupid, even if it didn't make sense. You know, submarines, hey, let's add homing torpedoes, which didn't really exist in World War II. Let's make a class that can pop up anywhere, that's hard to detect, can spot basically anything when it pops up there. And it's not that submarines are overpowered, they're just a nuisance. I mean, a lot of the submarines I see don't do really good. But it's just their inclusion in their game and how they affect the battlefield that is really screwing things up in the game. Along with everything else, like the super ships, like rounds with submarines and aircraft carriers, like the Dutch ships that drop bombs, and ships like the Kearsarge that add even more planes into the air. I mean, seriously, if you want to make things better, buff AA even more. I don't know at this point. I don't know what we can do to this game to make things go back to how things were pre-carrier rework. That ship has, well, to use that cliched pun or whatever, you know, that ship has sailed. It's gone. It's never coming back. The game now is the way it is, and I think older players have either adapted or left. Newer players that came during the rework or after the rework, they have no clue. This is all they've known, so they're just playing with it, and they probably enjoy it, and that's fine. So maybe these changes aren't that bad for the newer player base, but for the older player base, you know, it sucks. I know the older player base, a lot of players don't like it, but they keep playing. I think a lot of reason why is because many players have just invested so much money in this game. So much money that they just don't want to basically see something that has sucked their money dry just fade away or delete it. So, Admiral Trickster, to answer your question again, no. In all honesty, I don't like the changes. I don't like the direction. I don't like where we're at. I'm continuing to play, maybe for just that reason. I mean, I've got friends I still play with, and I enjoy playing with them. Some of these missions keep me playing, just the grinding and trying to complete them. You know, the allure of 33,000 steel or whatever for the Puerto Rico dockyard. I mean, but even looking at those missions, they're just tedious, and I'm at like 20 right now out of what, 35 or 40, and I don't know if I can keep going. just at the point where I'm like, this grind is too much. I'm not going to pay for doubloons to finish the mission either, so I don't know. But no, I'm not happy with where things are at right now. I think for players like you, Admiral Trickster, and the older players, and those that are looking for something more relaxing, that ship has sailed a long time ago, and I would just advise sticking to operations or co-op or something that isn't going to raise blood levels or anything else, or just stick to low tiers. And that's the way it is, where you can minimize the impact of aircraft carriers and everything else. So, just my thoughts. Want to know yours, though. Very curious. Put your thoughts in the comment section of the video. Hope you all are doing wonderful. Zoop out.